Yeah, we certainly do. For anyone over 35 in Australia, I think they'll remember Michael Holding or Whispering Death just terrorising Australian batting attacks. For anyone under 35, just remembered all the stories. Michael Holding, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Mel. Glad to be here.
We've got an opportunity to talk all things fast bowling. I want to get from you, what makes a fast bowler? What gets the ball down at that 90 miles an hour plus?
Well, that's not something that you can explain to people exactly what makes a fast bowler. You have either got it or you haven't. You can't go out there and manufacture one. You can't go into the gym and build a fast bowler. You have got to have the ability to bowl fast, and then someone perhaps can help you to bowl a bit faster. But if you haven't got it, you haven't got it.
Okay, to start with then, I think a lot of people begin with the run-up. There has to be something that generates a little bit of pace coming into it, and we've got some fantastic footage of you doing it so very nicely.
Well, the run-up helps a lot. You need to build your momentum, get into the crease. You need a bit of rhythm. You need a bit of coordination, and all that comes together to help you to bowl fast. There's not one specific area that you can do without.
And then, Mikey, there's a great deal of passion and desire to get wickets as well as be quick.
And do hard work.
Yes.
It's not easy bowling fast. You have got to be willing to do a lot of hard work. You have got to train, you have got to be strong. And when I say strong, I don't mean going into the gym and trying to look like Mr. Atlas. Just getting strong by building muscle, but not to deposit on the beach.
Or sort of in appropriate areas of your body. What are they?
Throughout the entire body. I try to build throughout my entire body to get them all parts of my body stronger. And when I went to the gym, I did everything. I did back, I did shoulders, I did my hamstring, I did my quads, I did my calf, everything. Because you want a strong body. And once your body is strong, that will help you to get through bowling fast. You need training, of course. You don't just go to the gym. And Dennis Sweet, Slugger.
Yep.
He used to have us running and running and running, miles upon miles, and that helps.
And that helps in terms of the repeat spells as well. There's not much point bowling fast if you can only bowl it for the first 4 overs.
No, you've got to be able to, at 5:30, when Lloyd says, Mr. T, as my nickname was, give him 4. You've got to be able to give him 4 proper overs.
Yeah, good ones.
not just running in and put it on a spot.
So what are your thoughts on the current workload management of fast bowlers?
Well, I don't know exactly how teams manage fast bowlers because I hear about a lot of rotating of fast bowlers. I suppose because the amount of cricket that is being played now and fast bowlers today have so many different forms of the game that they do play, you need to give them some rest. In my day, Heels and Mill, I played 12 years of Test cricket. I played 60 Test matches, an average of 5 per year. So, there wasn't a lot of workload. And the only time we played cricket during summer was when we came to England. In the West Indies, we played January to February, March. Then every 4 years, we would come to England. Otherwise, you had from March through to September, October off. So you got a lot of rest. You had time to go back into the gym and rebuild.
And one of your great challenges, bowling in tremendous quartets, was getting your hands on the ball and not giving it up easy.
Well, if you want to keep on taking wickets, you better make sure that you start taking wickets somewhere for a spell. Because you might not see that ball again. When you have Andy and Big Bird and those guys, they want wickets as well. So if you want to take 5, get 3 early.
Okay, that's the art of bowling fast.
Yeah.
There's also an art of playing quick bowlers as well. And
For sure,
you've
from the
bowled
other
to a
end
lot
bed.
bowled to a lot of fantastic batters over your time. In terms of
Yeah.
Australians in particular, who did you think played fast bowling the best?
Well, I played in my early days against the 2 Chappells. Greg Chappell was technically very, very sound, but the man that I hated to bowl to was his brother, Chappelli. Chappelli, in my opinion, was so unorthodox. Smith reminds me a little bit of Chappelli, but in a different way. Chappelli would shuffle across his stumps a lot. As you see, they're shuffling across, and you think sometimes, I can hit that leg stump. Forget it. Don't try and hit that leg stump. Another thing about Chappelli is that he would play different shots to the same delivery. A ball wide outside the off stump, he might cut it one time, or he might try and pull it the next time. So it's difficult to plan for somebody like that. And while Greg was a lot more technical, you could plan how to bowl to Greg. Not that you're going to get him out, but you could plan how to try and bowl to him.
And could you sometimes just get the sense that some players just didn't like it and that would just sort of feed you a little bit more?
Well, I ain't going to call names, but I remember going onto the field one day and a player came up to me and wanted to tie my shoes lace for me, my boot laces. Do you want to make friends? But sometimes you'd see someone walking out from the pavilion and you know this guy is not going to enjoy it.
That's a good attempt at trying to be a mate of yours. Joffrey Archer we'll talk about him through you. I think he's found out that Test cricket's a bit of a grind now.
It is. No, people talk about Joffrey Archer bowling 20 overs in a day in a second 11 game or in a county game. It's easy. That is easy. But in a test match, when the adrenaline is pumping, you might bowl the same 20 overs, but you're a lot more tired than if you're in a county game. Because with the adrenaline pumping, you're going to be charging in, you're going to be using a lot more energy. And that is what Joffrey Archer has to learn as time goes on. He keeps on telling people, oh, I can bowl a lot of overs. I've done this before. Second 11 game or county game, not the same situation in a test match. And as we have seen in this series so far, his top speed, 96 miles an hour. He hasn't approached that again since.
Yeah. And do you think that's a workload thing? Is that big?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's something Joe Root and management are going to have to deal with?
They will have to deal with it. Joffrey Archer, of course, will have to get stronger. He will have to get physically stronger. He's not a big man. I wasn't a big man either, but I tried to get stronger by putting on muscle. I'm 8 pounds lighter now than when I played. It's because I've lost of muscle. I no longer train. Muscle is heavy, and he has to try and get some muscle.
This Australian quartet will take Lyon out of it. The three quicks and the couple on the bench, they look like they're developing a lovely group of fast bowlers.
Definitely. Australia and India, I think.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Me saying India developing fast bowlers? But I think Australia and India have some fantastic fast bowlers now, and that is why they are winning so many test matches. Fast bowlers win test matches. Good fast bowlers, that is.
Yeah.
Win test matches. Spinners will, yes, win the odd test match, but fast bowlers will win a lot more because of that fear factor.
They've got everything covered, haven't they? They've got consistency, they've got pace, and they've got sustained physical energy at the batsman.
That spell from Cummins yesterday, I know you only got 1 wicket, but mercy, you should have had 3 or 4. That was a fantastic spell. Hazelwood benefited from that afterwards. But Cummins' spell was fantastic. I love to see him running. His heels are hitting his buttocks when he's charging in. If his heels ain't hitting his buttocks, you know he ain't charging in. And he gets it right where he should, just about off stump, a little bit of movement either direction.
Okay, we're going to clip that up because that is high praise from you to Pat Cummins, to one of the Australian quicks. Todd, back to you. We're just going to...
Terrific bowling. 95 miles an hour.